Last week, we spoke a little bit about anti-Semitism and the difference between Jewish people and non-Jewish people that sometimes breeds animosity. So today, let's try for a little bit of PR. Imagine how to ask you to stand in front of an audience of non-Jewish people and present them a plethora of different mitzvahs that we have. If you told the audience that Jewish people aren't allowed to steal, we're not supposed to be jealous, we're supposed to love one another and give 1/10 of our money to charity, the audience would probably applaud and stand on their feet in praise. But what happens if you try to tell the audience that Jewish people can't eat pork, or we can't mix meat and milk, or perhaps even the fact that people have spiritual impurities and have to dip themselves in a large pool full of rainwater in order to purify themselves? Those mitzvahs I think you'd pass on and not try to give over to a secular audience. And yet, in this week's Sedra, Moshe Rabbeinu says something very puzzling. He turns to the Jewish people and he says, Hashem has presented us with all kinds of mitzvahs, chukim and mishpatim, rational kinds of mitzvahs that are easy to understand, and chukim, mitzvahs that don't seem to have an explanation. Of the chukim, specifically of the mitzvahs that don't seem to have explanation, he says, Ki chochmaschem uvinaschem le'enei amim. These mitzvahs make us look intelligent and wise in the eyes of the nations. V'omru rak am chocham v'novo in agoya godel hazeh. And they'll turn around and they'll say, the fulfillment of these mitzvahs indicates that the Jewish people are a very wise, intelligent nation. Let's try and explain this with the following idea. Today we live in a world where people think that they know everything. Science has discovered so much, and human education and intellect has gone beyond leaps and bounds, and people feel that they have the solution for every problem. And yet, because of our tremendous amount of knowledge, we sometimes find ourselves in situations where our knowledge can't save us. For example, a sudden loss of life, or sudden illness, God forbid, or for example, a sudden loss of lots of money. Situations where people sometimes feel overwhelmed, and at that stage, we can feel helpless. Because if we thought we knew everything, now how do we cope when we don't actually know everything? The believing Jew knows that he doesn't know everything. He knows that there's certain things that he does without understanding. It's beyond him, but he does it still nonetheless. And so a believing Jew, when he goes through difficult situations, will say, I don't know, but God surely knows what's best for me. And so actually, the believing Jew has a way out of problems that other people might not have. That's what Moshe Rabbeinu was saying. It's not specifically through our observance of things we understand that makes us look wise. It's our observance of things that we don't even understand. It's when we demonstrate that we're willing to do things even without our logical understanding, even without an intellectual connection to the idea. That's when we demonstrate that we're willing to think bigger. We're willing to think that we don't know everything and to recognize that there's a bigger picture out there. That's what makes us look intelligent in the eyes of the other people of the world. When we say we can think in a bigger way than the capacity of our ability to think.